Hello, algebra students. Now, I understand we're taking the final exam. So I'm going to read through the directions, and I'm going to read through all the questions. If you want to hear the questions more than once, this is a YouTube video, so you can rewind and listen to the same question multiple times. I'm going through both the directions and the questions, and take your time on this. It's an important exam. So, our Algebra 1 final. Here we go. On the top here, you put your student name and your student ID number. Okay? The rest of the directions. It says, mark all answers where directed and follow both the instructions from the proctor and the directions described throughout this test booklet. The examination has 3 parts. You are to answer all questions in all parts. Use dark blue ink to write your answers or black ink to write your answers to parts 1, parts 2, and parts 3. Part 1 contains 4 multiple choice questions. Part 2 contains 2 short response questions. And Part 3 contains 1 application question. It says, do not open this examination booklet until the signal is given. And once the teacher says you can open it, you open it. And let's go through the 4 multiple choice questions in Part 1. Part 1, answer all the questions in this part. It says directions for 1 to 4. Complete the following multiple choice questions by bubbling in your answer choice. So question 1. Which expression results in a rational number? 1, square root of 3 times square root of 4. 2, square root of 6 plus square root of 6. 3, square root of 5 times square root of 5. Or 4, 2 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 2. Moving on to question 2. Students were asked to write 4x squared minus 5x to the 5th power plus 2x plus x in standard form. Shown below are responses from 4 students. James wrote x plus 2x plus 4x squared minus 5x to the 5th power. Katie wrote minus 5x squared plus x plus 2x plus 4x squared. Lucas wrote minus 5x to the 5th power plus 4x squared plus 2x plus x. And Marissa wrote x plus 2x minus 5x to the 5th power plus 4x squared. The question is, which student is correct? 1, James. 2, Katie. 3, Lucas. Or 4, Marissa. Next one. Question number 3. It says evaluate 2m minus 7n divided by m plus n when m equals 7 and n equals negative 1. Your choices for answers are 1, negative 1, 2, 7 over 6. Answer 3 is 9. And answer 4 is 7 over 2. Question 4. It says, which property is illustrated by the equation, parentheses, 5 plus 3, close parentheses, plus 2, is equal to 5 plus, parentheses, 3 plus 2, close parentheses. Your choices are 1, commutative, 2, associative, 3, distributive, and 4, identity. So that is the end of part 1. Let's move to part 2. It says part 2, directions for questions 5 and 6. Complete the following short constructed response questions by writing in the space provided. Additional paper is available upon request. Underline, show all work. Definitely important here. Okay, first, number 5. Express in simplest form. 4, parentheses, x squared minus 1, close parentheses, minus x, open parentheses, x squared minus 8x minus 5, close parentheses. Express in simplest form. Show your work here. Moving on to question 6. If you feel I'm going too fast, always feel free to, at this point, especially that we're on part 2, you should be pausing between questions and doing your work. So when I read something, pause, do the problem, and then restart the video. So, number 6. On the set of axes below, graphs of system of inequalities. So the two inequalities are y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. And the other inequality is 3y is less than negative x plus 6. You have a graph there. So you have something to graph on. And part B of this problem says, is the point negative 2, comma, negative 5 a solution to the system? Based on your graph, explain why or why not. That is the end of part 2. So now we're moving on to part 3. Again, part 3, answer all questions to the part. There's one question. Question number 7 says directions. Complete the following long constructed response question by writing in the space provided. There. Additional paper is available upon request. Again, making emphasis on showing all your work. It says here, Lauren went to a concession stand and bought 3 pretzels and 4 sodas and paid a total of $11.25 for them. Jamie went to the same stand and bought 5 pretzels and 2 sodas and paid a total of $8.25 for them. Part A. Write a system of equations that can be used to determine the price of 1 pretzel and 1 soda. Part B. Could each pretzel have cost $1.75 and each soda cost $1.50 each? Justify your answer. Part C. What is the cost of 1 pretzel and 1 soda? And that is the end of your examination. Check all of your answers. Make sure you double check all your work. Check all your calculations with a calculator. I will talk to you guys later. Good luck on this.